He's been backstage, on air, and in the pit. L.A. Lloyd brings you rock like nobody else.
Hello, everyone. It is L.A. Lloyd. Boy, we're excited to bring Amy Lee back from Evanescence. New album coming out called Sanctuary. So we got a lot to cover today. It's Amy's ninth appearance since I've known her for about 20 years or so now. So great to have you back on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, I'm doing great. As we were talking about, most of our work is done out of our house now, and neighbors are just pounding on the roof today. So if you hear a little clanking, I do apologize for that.
That's what makes it real.
Yeah, for sure. So I mentioned Sanctuary. It's coming out on June 5th. And, the way that you've kind of given a quick description of it becoming an outlet for everything that feels wrong and out of control, which I think we can all kind of relate to with the current environment we're living in. With those emotions, was it written anger, survival, transformation, all of the above, or maybe just kind of pick it up from there?
All of the above and more.
Yeah.
I really like to just take time with the writing process and, you know, let life come in, you know, and then when it's ready to come out, like just start letting it come out. There has been a lot to release the past couple years. There has been a lot of rage and frustration for me. Um, it would be wrong to sum up the album that way, but it's such an important thing. I feel so lucky to have a great band and for us to be able to make loud noise right now. I'm a singer. All I can do is like, reflect back and like bang my drum. But if we can be part of something that gives people hope and fire and inspiration and fuel to know that like we are in this together and humanity is bigger than the garbage and the fake, that we
Right.
can break through on the other side together. Here we are.
Yeah.
Like just people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've seen with every album that comes along, Evanescence has never been a band that kind of has been happy in their comfort zone, if you will. But was there a moment, maybe not just on this album, but albums in the past, it's like, hey, I don't want to repeat myself. I got something new to say. The world's changing. And is that really how the evolvement of Evanescence happens from album to album?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a combination of a lot of things. Like you change as you grow and you have new, thoughts about life and also new perspective. I think perspective has been a really beautiful thing for me as a writer. I think, and just in my place, in my self awareness of whatever we're doing here, I think I'm able to see all the work we've done, see myself as a 21-year-old, falling, coming out through time, to now, with the band that we've become and all the music we've made. And back then to halfway through to now, and even just an idea, a vague idea of like the future. Time feels fluid. It's hard to explain, but when you kind of zoom out, it's easier to take a breath and just go like, yeah, not just about us, but like life in general. It's short.
Right.
It is. And I want to make something good before I leave this world. I really do. I We get to go play concerts and make music and experience that joy with people all over the world. It's the best. I'm so grateful. It's a shit ton of work, but it is so worth it. I love what we do. So I feel like I'm moving kind of at a faster pace than I did for a long time because I'm just sort of feeling that and wanting to go for it. Like my band rules. Like
Right.
I love making music with those guys. So this has been just a really cool time, collaborative, creative experience, and I'm all here for it. Let's give people something good.
Yeah, and not to disparage some bands that's been around as long as you have, but it kind of feels like they want to protect their past, which they should, but they still, by protecting it, sometimes they kind of live there, and that's okay for fans who want to come out and hear their favorite songs, and they don't want to deal with the new stuff. But how do you kind of protect the past, but also, it's like still invite the fans, like, come on, we're way more than just the first song you ever heard from
Well, you
Evanescence.
just gotta make great music. You
That's
just
right.
gotta make
There you go.
great music every time.
Right.
And if it was just about playing songs from the past, that wouldn't be enough for me.
Yeah.
That really wouldn't be enough to satisfy me. I get off on making music.
Right.
So the creation part, that's why I've always taken plenty of time, before releasing another album, is there's a pretty good bar already. Like, and I don't want to put something out that feels like, okay, that's cool. You
Yeah.
know, we've done that before, but it's like a new version. No, I want a whole new reason. Every time. Passion drives the whole thing. So I think that's the key. Just like be passionate about what you're doing. Do it because you want to do it because you love it. You love it. Make your favorite music.
Right. And when you, now that it's all mixed and everything's together on the album for Sanctuary, when you go back and listen to it, from front to back, is it a song that really gives you the feels, or maybe does it change from every time you listen to it? And, not even obviously the single that may come out, but just a particular song on the album.
I really love them all.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're different. They're all different enough that they serve different purposes. Like they suit different moods. It is such a beautiful thing to finally listen to the whole thing back after obsessing over it and working on it and only hearing the things that I want to change. Like I just am that way. Like all I can hear listening to like rough mixes and unfinished things is like what I have to do to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like to finally listen back, it was like listening to a whole new thing all of a sudden because it was just like, oh, enjoyment time. Wow. But I love Who Will You Follow. Like when we came out with that song, when we wrote that song, it was one of the last ones we wrote.
Mm.
Um, and it really felt like we didn't ever really have a discussion about the first single. It's like we just knew that, that was going to be it. Um, I don't know.
Well, yeah, well, and adding to that, working with Jordan and Zach, really got my attention when I read that because I mean, Poppy Architects, Bring Me the Horizon. I mean, a lot of great artists they've also worked with. You've worked with some great producers in the past. What do these guys pull out of you creatively that maybe some in the past haven't been able to get there?
It was just such a beautiful new energy. Um, and it just came out of an experiment. Like I am definitely in a moment of just saying yes to things that sound like they could be cool. I could fail, I could not come up with a good idea in front of somebody, but I don't really care anymore. I feel like, okay, it's worth a try. Let's go like be creative and have fun. Um, so yeah, I got in there with Jordan and Zach, and the first session we had together was like just Jordan and Zach and me and Troy.
Mm.
And it was very much like, "Hi, nice to meet you all in person." Like, I mean, I knew Jordan a little bit, but like, let's see what happens when we all sit here, like at our thing. Like, I was sitting at it like a prophet sequential, and like Troy's at his guitar, and Zach at the helm, and Jordan at his laptop, and everybody just like, who's got something, and it was really fast.
Wow.
It was like really fast. Like the first day, by the end of the day, we had almost all of like not all the lyrics, but like the bulk of "Tell Me When You've Had Enough." And it was this killer, fast-paced energy. "Ooh, you got an idea? Ooh, yeah, but let me do it like this. Ooh, and then I got this thing. Ooh, let me add this thing over here." Just like fast, 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 fast. When you've got that good energy, it's like you have I know, like, I'm gonna sit here for a minute and chase this. I'm not gonna be doing anything else but chasing this until we've got enough.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
like, I remember going home that day with Troy and just being like, "How are we gonna do that again tomorrow?"
Yeah.
He was like, "I don't know." And then we did. And it just was this a really meant to be feeling getting in there with those guys. And I think, it makes sense. I love so much music that both of them independently make. So we're all fans of each other's work and they're fans of us and they're old school fans of us. So I think that something really beautiful specifically to our synergy was the fact that they get us as producers,
Mhm.
but also, like, as fans. So, like, to kinda be able to see yourself, even the elements that I maybe have left behind, don't think about anymore. I'm naturally our biggest critic, I have to be. To be able to step out of that and see through somebody else's eyes that loves and respects it, was really good for me.
Yeah.
I found myself embracing things that I just hadn't thought about that way in a lot of years and falling in love with things. I feel like this album has a very future feeling, like, it feels like this is a new thing, but at the same time, it is, like, more roots at the same time than it has been since the first one.
Yeah, and just carrying on that question a little bit further, while writing, did you find yourself kind of doing it a little bit more instinctively this time instead of, I don't know, a symbolism vibe that, you could have heard in some of your previous songs?
What do you mean symbolism?
Well, just, hmm, trying to think of a song. I just feel like sometimes when Evanescence music is almost like a like a score to a movie sometimes, and I can't
Right.
really give you a
Yeah,
specific song, but it just maybe it's
sure.
the music more than the actual lyrics, but
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like when I listen to an album, it's almost kinda taking me through a movie in my mind is the way I'm
Yeah.
trying to describe that.
Right. That's good. And you feel like less like that this time or what?
No, I'm just asking, do you feel like you wrote pretty much the same way? Do you I mean, like, when I listen to this one, I feel like it's more of a book instead of a movie. I kinda feel like I'm
Hmm.
going through different
Cool.
chapters.
That's
So,
really cool.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I always really just try to keep a wide open heart. I
yeah,
really do. Just keep
yeah.
an open mind and like listen for ideas like in the world and in your mind and in your heart. Like just let things happen and then see how they develop. And as we grow, as the band grows, and whether you're working with a different producer or songwriter or whatever, those things are gonna come into play. We have Emma now. This is the first album with her, and she's
She's
most
badass.
definitely, yes, she's a badass. I've loved her for so long. I'm so grateful to have her. We all are. But she brings her own spice.
Mm,
So I wanna hear that, and, like, what's that sound like when we mix that into our sound, and it's awesome. So, I don't know, you just take all those things and just start playing with them. It's just play, it's just
yeah.
music. It's
Right,
not
right.
rocket science.
There
We're
you
just
go.
playing and picking all our favorite sounds and then, taking all my biggest feelings and screaming as loud as I can.
Yeah, and you do it quite well too. On who you follow, is this more about the danger of just influence itself, or are you talking about specific people to kind of watch out for, or just it's just a metaphor in a way?
I feel like it's so specific, but I get it. So, like, the lyric is, "When all your faith in reality fades away, who will you follow?" Like, who will you follow?
Mm.
If you don't even know what is real, like, how can you base any action if you don't even know what's true? If you don't even
Right,
know what's AI, if you don't
right,
even know what's being fed to you on your feed, that we are all so it is so hard, and I am just as guilty, like, I have to stop myself from doing this and then being like, "Holy shit, an hour just went by, and I don't even know what I just looked at, but I'm mad and scared."
right, right.
Like, so I feel like all of this input that is just such a drain. And it's at the same time, like, we do have to face reality. I feel like who you follow is more than anything like the plot of the Matrix.
Mm.
So it's waking up, it's the disillusionment of this and wanting that. I want that. I want us to look at each other in the eyes as human beings and going, "Hi, like, is this real life? You're a real human being? Great. Let's have a glass of wine and get through this shit together, because running away from it and pretending like it isn't happening, and just going along with the lies while they step on your neck isn't working.
Right, right.
So, like, let's come together. Love is strong.
Yeah.
People, people are powerful. We just got to know that. You got to know that. We have to remember that we have each other.
Yeah, and I think that that opens up the feeling that most of us are feeling is just a feeling of hope, because it's like it feels like sometimes when you get up in the morning, it's like, man, here we go, the same old, and
Yes.
it's just it's discouraging, and it's
Yes.
also, but like I said, I don't want to push it aside and just ignore it, but sometimes, I mean, my best friends are so immersed in it, and what I'm
Right.
talking about, posting every day,
Yes.
every word, is like living because
Well,
of
it's
someone else's
hard because
action.
you want to do something,
Right,
and what can we do?
right.
And I guess I asked myself that question. I was like, "Well, I'm a singer and people listen to what I say." So, instead of me personally, like, spending my time trying to make the perfect post, and then all the energy that it takes out of me feeling misunderstood, or whatever, shit on,
Yeah,
how about do what I'm best at and put my hope and my love and my anger and all the things that I hope can bring us together into the music, and hopefully have a deeper impact than that. No shade to the people shining light on the things that are true. That needs to happen. But there is definitely a degree of just so much information. Most of it lies, but like just information, just constant bad news. It's exhausting. We are exhausted. We're exhausted. And I don't think the solution is just running away from it. I think it's that we need change.
right.
So, first of all, let's face it together.
Indeed, and the phones are not all terrible, as we say. We live with them there, and also as far as exposing you to new fans. I mean, it was a time that was CDs or maybe vinyl, or then streaming comes along, and now you might get 15 seconds on TikTok, and
Yeah,
someone's like, "Who is this fan? I love them." I mean, what does it feel like, this way now of attracting, new fans?
it's amazing.
Yeah,
I remember being so excited when that whole thing kind of started, like just being able to have some kind of a social media account and talk directly to the fans instead of waiting for a journalist, to have an interview with me and then process it in their own words and put it out in a magazine for somebody to read a month later. Like to just literally be able to go and go, "Hey, here's the deal," or "Here's the announcement," or "Hey, by the way, what I said, that's not what I said. This is what I meant." Whatever it is, just to be able to have an actual direct line of communication, I think is a really good thing. Um, and it's really cool also to see all of people's like artistic expression. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if it's just my algorithm and I really don't spend a ton of time there, but like TikTok is fun to me. Like my algorithm is very much like art creation
Yeah,
and comedy, just
right.
people being stupid. And that I can get behind.
Right. Going back to the first time I heard an Evanescence song, I was like, wow, this is something different. And even seeing you live, when you got these real heavy ass bands and then you come out and play the piano, I'm like, oh, wow, how is this going to go over? And it goes over beautiful. Uh, Years later, now we're seeing people who really have kind of embraced this emotion and this atmosphere and this melody. I don't want to say that you were this big innovator, but do you feel like the music industry and some of the suits are finally catching up to what you were doing 20 years ago and trying to do it with your band?
That's funny. I don't know. I feel like that stuff's always existed. I think that sincerity is something we're all craving right now. So I think that's why we're having, I don't know, this moment where I think people are expressing themselves in a way that is more pure instead of trying to be cool. I think that those are the things that are kind of breaking through again. And I think that when we came out, when things were happening for us, our first album came out in 2003. That was the thing. Like that was my thing. Was sincerity, like to a degree, and obviously, like there's more to it than that. But um, I feel like that has been the thing all along for me that really makes the deeper connection between us and our fans and our listeners is um they're just keeping it real. Like, it's not about a fad or, like, corsets and eyeliner or any of those, like, superficial things. It's a deeper thing than that. It's
Yeah.
about authenticity. And, I think in this world of the fake, in this world of what the fuck, uh, that is the thing naturally that we're all seeking is something that is human, something that, feels like the words are coming from the heart, and it's not totally doctored to not sound human anymore. It's not sung by a robot.
Right.
Um, and in all forms of art. I think we're probably gonna see more of that in film and books and culture is just authenticities. I love it. I love it. I think it's just it's always time for that for me, but I feel like in the mainstream world, maybe it's time for that again.
Yeah, I agree 100%. We talked a little bit about Afterlife last time we were here, and do you feel like this reaction to this song was kind of different in a way, or maybe you'd kind of gone into this new phase? I mean, Afterlife just boom, it just request. I mean, it was hitting hard. It's like, wow, what this is great. I mean, did this one feel a little different to you, or it was just, hey, this is the way I'm rolling
Well,
with?
it did feel different. It was a different process. I feel like we've been in a moment the past couple years with this creation process and even through our touring, like, where it feels like this is a moment. Like,
Mm,
this is a moment, like, seize the day. Like, let's go. Like, I know exactly what to do. I know we know who we are, if that makes sense.
it
It's not
does.
like okay, let's do something like a little bit different than the last one, or let's do something a little bit over here. It's like we know who we are. Let's be the fullest version of that thing.
Right.
And that plus that song was it came to us like from Netflix and Alex Seaver, who was the composer on that episode of Devil May Cry. He reached out to me and was just like, "Hey, like, do you want to sing this thing?" And he had like a minute and a half of music already. It was awesome. Like he did that. And I was like, okay. And we worked on it a little bit together and it was just for the show. Um, but then it was just so cool at the end of it is like, shouldn't this just maybe be a full Evanescence song? Like, what are we doing here? Let's bring in the band. Like, we're doing it, but not really. And he's like, yeah. So then taking it to Nick and the band, we were already in the studio. We had just started cooking. Like, we'd been writing a little bit and we had like 3 songs that we went in the studio with Nick. And we were just cooking up cool stuff. And then Afterlife came in too when we were right in the right headspace.
Mhm.
So it was just it felt like a gift in a lot of ways because it was more like decorating the cake than like starting from scratch. It was a great idea to begin with. But then the collab with the franchise was, I think, part of that too. Like those two really interesting, make sense worlds coming together.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I do think it's a special song, and I was obviously super stoked to see people love it so much.
Yeah, indeed. Um, so if Fallen introduced the world to Evanescence, and going back to, different ways people consume music, what do you think Sanctuary says about where you are creatively and emotionally, in your life right now, 23 years later? Is that it? 23? Wow.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah,
cow.
it is.
Hey, 2 years from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm ready to vote for you.
Made it, made it. Uh, I think I mean, for me, it sounds more grown up.
Yeah,
Like, it sounds like we know who we are and what we're doing. Like, if you're gonna set it next to Fallen, like, the growth is big for me. Like, I hear the growth.
mhm,
Like, Fallen is awesome, but also, like, I was, like, learning how to do it.
yeah,
So, like, now it's, like, taking all that life, and taking all of that experience and working with other people and just learning and learning and building confidence too. Um, I think it's our best one yet.
yeah.
I probably say that every time, but I really do. Like I don't know what maybe your original question was like, what does it say? I don't know. Um, I hope it shines some light.
Yeah, I do too. I think it will, what I've heard. I mean, I really think it's really good. Like I said, I feel like this one is kind of a book almost, final question for you. Album, big tour coming up, the band's as tight as it's ever been. I mean, things are, they're really cooking right now, but, look, as you said, life happens. Things are gonna get in the way. Biggest challenges that you see maybe in the next 12 months or so, and, what is it gonna take to overcome it?
Well, it's gonna be a lot of work. I think that the challenge is always that I want to be a great mom and be there for my family and put my whole self into this music that we've
Yeah,
worked so hard on. Right now I'm looking at the fun stuff. It's a little daunting to look at the tour dates all together on a page, but like I'm focusing on the production. Like I want to make this the biggest, most badass, awesome production that we've ever had. So we're building that right now. And I'm enjoying that creation process and on to the next thing. But yeah, the challenge is always having enough time to do all the things I want to do. And the big one of those is being a great mom, and I can't sacrifice that. So
yeah.
we'll find a way.
Well, I tell you one thing, I think Nashville's really, feeling good on you. You're smiling, you look happy. I think you're in one of the best places I've ever seen in the years I've known you, so and I appreciate you just
Thank
being so
you.
open and charismatic as you always are, and I can't wait to see the tour because, like I said, if you're bringing that production out, I mean, I know you always
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta come.
I definitely will.
Well, thanks again, Lloyd.
Yeah.
I'll see you soon then.
Okay, good luck with
All
the
right.
album, and, we'll talk
Thanks.
soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.